Glyphs have once been an important part of the game, kinda like gems and enchantments. But nowadays they're purely cosmetic, which might be a reason many players kinda forgot about them. I am pretty sure some newer players don't even know they exist at all. To make it short, Glyphs can be crafted by players with the inscription profession and give you some cosmetic upgrades to certain abilities. Today I want to show you my favorite Glyphs for each class. Starting with the Death Knights, we have a Shield and Crimson Shell, which change the appearance of your anti-magic shell to fit better into your specialization of either Frost or Blood. It's a small change, but can make a big difference regarding how it feels to play a certain spec. For Demon Hunters, my favorites are definitely the Tattered Wings, Fell Wings and Fellow Wings, changing the appearance of the wings on your back. This can be used to make them more fitting to your transmog, which is a nice addition. Balanced Druids have the Glyph of Stars, which changes your moonkin form so you don't look like a big owl monster and instead look like your regular character with a nice blue transparent glow. I like this glyph because other players can actually still see your transmogs with it. I also like the Feral and Ursal Chameleon glyphs, with which you use a different bear or cat form every time you shapeshift. For Hunters, my absolute favorite is definitely the Dire Stable glyph. If you play as a Beast Mastery Hunter, your Dire Beast ability will now summon pets from your stable instead of random creatures that can be found in the zone you are currently in. This glyph makes all your tamed hunter pets somewhat important again. It's only cosmetic, but it just feels so great to summon all of these creatures you may have worked hard for to tame, or those you may have a special connection with because you really enjoyed the expansion they appeared in or whatever. For mages, there sadly aren't too many great glyphs, but one that I always really liked is the Quittermorph glyph. When using Polymorph on a Quitter, it will now last for 24 hours instead of 1 minute. And you can polymorph as many Quitters as you like. You could just go through the entire world and polymorph every Quitter you see and other players would be hella confused, which is just hilarious to me. It doesn't really serve any purpose, but I like it. Monks have a lot of great glyphs. Rising Tiger Kick, Crackling Crane, Tiger or Ox Lightning, they are all great because all they do is change the color of some of your abilities. I am using Rising Tiger Kick and Crackling Tiger Lightning on my monk just to have some bluish abilities because it fits so well to my transmog. Paladins have a glyph of a Luminous Charger, which makes the class mount sparkle. Definitely an eye-catcher, even though I would only use it ironically. And also, the Fire from the Heavens glyph summons a fire beam every time your judgment spell crits, which is a neat bonus. For priests, we have a Glyph of Shadows and the Glyph of Angels. The Glyph of Shadows reduces the intensity of your shadow form, so you might actually be able to see your own transmog, which is definitely a good thing. Many players put so much time and effort into their transmogs and not really being able to see it can be very annoying. The Glyph of Angels gives your healing spells a chance of 15% to grant you angelic wings, which is pretty cool. Rogues have a Glyph of Burnout, which leaves behind a trail of smoke whenever you use a sprint ability, which is pretty neat. Also, the Glyph of Disguise can be really fun because it changes your appearance after pickpocketing to the appearance of a person you stole from. This is just a fun little joke, and when used with certain toys or items you can make this effect last a bit longer. Also, you can do some really funny things with that. For example, pickpocketing this Naga in Desolas, then using the World Shrinker and some other size increasing items makes you really big already. But if you also would use a very big mount, well, look at this. Shamans have a couple of glyphs that change the appearance of a Ghost Wolf ability, but they also have one to turn the Spirit Wolves from Enhancement Shamans into Spirit Raptors. This is a nice addition, especially for Troll and Zandalari Troll Shamans. They also have a Glyph of Quitter Hex, which does the same thing as the Quittermorph glyph for mages, which I mentioned earlier. Warlocks have Floating Shards, Ember Shards and Fell Touch Shards, which show you soul shards which you usually use for certain abilities, floating above your head, and each glyph has a different color for them. This can be a really nice upgrade to a transmog if you want, so I think it's definitely a great one. And finally, we have Warriors. Warriors have Mighty Victory, which increases your size after being healed by your ability Victory Rush for a few seconds. I also want to mention Blazing Trail and Blazing Savior, which leaves behind a trail of fire whenever you use a charge or intervene ability. And also Falling Thunder and Thunderstrike, which adds some thunder effects to Heroic Leap and Thunderclap. This can be a nice addition for you if you play with the Mountain Fane hero talents. And that's it. There are many more glyphs that you might also be interested in, and you can check them all out on Wowhead, link in the description. But now my question, what's your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, see ya!